Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to This Can Make Us Famous podcast. I'm your host, Jason McCormick. Welcome back to another fun-filled, amazing, fantastic adventure with us here in the studio. I'm joined by Mr. Justin Ocean. Woo! Welcome back, Justin. And of course, over there, the great and amazing...
Hey, everybody.
Charlie Bartha.
A.K.A.
Charlie Sparkles.
Very good.
I need to have like a little
Pause
clip,
for dramatic effect.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, guys, welcome back to the show. It's a special celebration today. Well, technically it's not today, but Father's Day is coming up this Sunday, and I am a father. Justin is a father.
Mm-hmm. What?
He's my dad. Dad! No, and then Charlie.
I thought he was my dad.
Dad! Daddy!
Daddy?
We're going off script here.
That's not what we talked about.
Dad.
Anyways, so yeah, we wanted to start the show off.
That's where I get my receding hairline.
Yeah.
What?
We have a special guest on the show, and we don't want to keep him waiting because he has a bedtime to get to. So this is my step grandfather-in-law, so my wife's grandfather, and Charlie's father-in-law, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna go
step. It's not your step.
Well, yours. I said it's yours.
He's my father-in-law. He's
father.
Grandfather-in-law.
Okay, I got
you
it
said
all
he was
mixed
your
up.
step-grandfather.
Oh, that's
Just
fine.
to be clear, I'm not of any relation, right?
You're not of any
Free?
relation at all.
Okay,
So,
free and
all right, we're gonna go ahead and cue him in. Well, right now we have Mr. Dwight Sunday, which is my grandfather-in-law.
That's a
on
cool
the
name.
phone. Yeah, that's an amazing name,
Yeah.
Dwight Sunday. What's up, Grandpa Dwight Sunday? How you doing?
Well, I'm up. You know, here in Michigan it's 7 o'clock, and I should be in bed. You know, when you're 80,
So
when you're 80 years old, what do? You got there's two things in life. You get up in the morning and you go to bed. You know, that's it. There's nothing in between.
right. Well,
I thought it was those day trips that you took that you look forward to.
Well, you know, we get started in the morning, and Joyce, who I've been married to for 61 years, I think 61.
After 50, you lose count. You know,
Yeah.
it's just
Well, you know, when you get a little senility there, you forget everything. And let's
Right.
see, my name is Sunday. You know, like I always tell everybody, with a last name like Sunday, it's been great because every day's a group of Sundays for me. So,
Yep,
you know,
yep.
I have a great time there.
very
But,
good.
you know, we've had 61 years, and you know, being a father and grandfather, I have two wonderful daughters. Or we have two wonderful daughters. Boy, I don't want to get dirty looks from Joyce over there as she's listening. But anyway, we've got two wonderful granddaughters, Charlie's wife Cindy and Todd's wife Lori, and we have so many. Well, the grandkids I can remember that
Yeah.
I can remember, but when it comes to the great grandkids, forget it. I can't remember all their names and everything, but I think we're up to 15, I believe.
You ran out of fingers, right?
Yeah, well, and toes too. You know.
Right.
well after that loss in the war.
Yeah.
Well, so you're up in the UP, the Upper Peninsula, Michigan, near Canada. How far are you from Canada?
Well, it depends upon whether you want to swim across the lake that's 90 miles, or if you want to drive it, and then it's about 170 miles away. But if you're a good swimmer and you can swim 90 miles, then you got Lake Superior to get across at its narrowest.
Right.
So up here, you know, we have 4 seasons in the Upper Peninsula of
Right.
Michigan. It's winter, next winter,
Right.
late winter, and coming winter. You know, so you know that's our 4 seasons. This last year we had on the ground continuously from Thanksgiving time, 4 feet of snow, and it just we measure it at our ski hill here, and about a month ago, all the snow disappeared. So we knew summer was coming.
Right. Yeah. I know. I was just up there. When was I up there, Charlie? I can't even remember. Was it March? No, February.
No, because it was Super Bowl time. So
It was March because Super Bowl was in March. So I was there March 1st. Right?
no.
Right, you were.
Yeah, March 1st.
Super Bowl
yeah.
was February 2nd, I thought.
No, it was
Yeah.
in March.
Yeah,
So
'cause you came back when Lori and Todd brought all their furniture back, and you helped them unload, and then we put you on a plane. I think, was it here at Marquette or was it Green Bay? So
yeah, Marquette.
So you saw all the snow. You
Yeah,
know what
it's so for all the listeners, everyone tuning into the podcast, I've mentioned before in other podcasts about how much snow it is up there, and I'm not exaggerating. You can ask my grandfather. It is crazy up there when it comes to snow. It gets up to the roof, and yeah, it's pretty interesting. But we wanted to move along here with the podcast because we only have what?
It's February 2nd. There's
Oh, February 2nd is
Yeah.
when. Okay, so it was in February.
because everybody's making those predictions.
Oh, right.
2-20.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, right.
So, anyways, what we wanted to ask you some questions about. I guess you wanted to share with us some.
Oh, I know you got a couple bad dad jokes up your sleeve.
Yeah, we
Whip
want to
'em
hear
out.
some of your
and then,
terrible dad jokes.
Is that a Freudian slip there, Charlie? Bad jokes.
So, Grandpa, do you have any funny dad jokes?
I can't think of one right now. You know, when your mind leaves you, it just all of a sudden you can't think of anything.
My mind leaves me every day. So,
It's,
and I don't have older age. So
Well,
I don't know what-
I've got 10 that I've got written down that were kind of cool.
yeah.
Well, let's try one, and let's try one, Charlie, and see if that's one I approve.
What do sprinters eat before a race?
I don't know. What do sprinters eat before a race?
Nothing. They fast.
Oh, yeah, that is
Oh.
that is a really.
Yeah.
There we go.
I don't know. On a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a half.
That gives I give that a Bazooka Joe 4-star.
4-star Bazooka Joe.
That's fun. What's another joke?
Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
I don't know.
Because he was outstanding in his field.
Oh my gosh!
wow,
There's
that's-
another one.
That's
Oh,
a straw man argument.
You're
Yeah.
gaining on it, Charlie. You might be up to 1. Just keep
Yeah.
going. Maybe the next one will be 1
All
and
right,
a half.
one more joke for Charlie.
All right, I
You
got
got
to
to
pick the
half a
best
star.
of them because I got 10 here.
Pick the best one. What's
Is
your
he
best one?
All right,
capable
here
of
we go.
picking the best one.
I
here we
think
go.
So.
What's the difference between a poorly dressed man on a tricycle and a well-dressed man on a bicycle?
I don't
You
know.
got me.
One
A
more.
tire.
A tire?
A tire.
A tire.
Oh my goodness, Charlie.
Oh, my.
He's hilarious. I mean, he is. You should have been a stand-up comedian.
Mm-hmm.
You could have been like
Okay.
that stand-up comedian that does dad jokes all the time. So,
I think Joyce is over here, and she's got one that she wants to tell you.
oh,
No?
Grandma Joyce,
Hmm.
you don't want to chime in and be on TV?
She said she caught on to the last one. So,
Oh, she caught on to it.
yeah.
Okay,
She
well,
said that was good.
awesome. So, the last thing I'm going to ask you, I just wanted to hear one of your funniest stories of being a father that you can remember about my mother-in-law and and my Aunt Lori, your other daughter.
Oh.
What's a funny story that you can think of?
They would not. Now Cindy would never think this was funny, but I thought it was hilarious.
This means it'll be fun.
Cindy, I was outside the house, and Cindy must have been about 5 years old, and she was doing something in the one room in the house, and it was summertime, and the window was open, and I can't remember what I said to her, but I scared that poor kid half to death, and she's never let me forget that. Ask her about the time she got scared, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, we all had those stories.
Well,
where
I
that's
thought
happened.
it was funny.
Yeah.
She didn't think it was funny, you
No.
know?
I'm
Yes,
sure she
it's
didn't.
like, I like to have to tell you this story that we almost lost a friend over it, but it's a UP story. We were coming up here to the Upper Peninsula with our friends, and they had a son that was about Cindy's age, Matt Hart,
Yeah.
and Matt went into the bathroom at Big Boy, and when they had a lousy door, he had locked the door. And when he came out, I said, Matt, didn't you want to spend the rest of your life in there? Well, I thought it was kind of humorous, but nobody else did. You know, that's the kind of sense of humor I have. You know?
That's what is that considered like a dry sense of humor, like a
Yeah.
like British humor kind of thing?
It's kind of a mix of common sense in there.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. No, I know what you mean. So, anyways, well, it's been absolutely amazing. I'm glad you stayed up long enough to chat with us.
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to you. All these years of celebrating Father's Day, and you're here to celebrate another one. So, congratulations. You got two great kids, and
Yeah, I think it's been great. And as a ham radio operator, I'll say 73 to everybody involved.
absolutely. All right, we'll be in touch. Have a wonderful rest, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Wow, that was awesome. So the first time getting to chat with my grandfather-in-law.
Oh, that was the first time?
Well, yeah, that's the first time I actually talked to him. Was on the podcast. That was his introduction to me. And the funny thing is, he has no idea I'm married to his granddaughter.
Wow. You think you do?
I better call him back and let him know.
That's so incredible. I'm going to eat from this dog bowl.
Yeah, Justin's enjoying his
So
popcorn.
since we're still on Dad, even though he's left us,
Charlie's got these dad jokes. He's got to get out.
I got to get these out.
Get 'em out.
I got to get them out.
Every man needs to express himself.
Now, if two vegans get into a fight, is it still considered a beef?
Oh, that was a good one. That was a really good one.
What do you call a fake noodle?
Oh,
Well, since you already did that, it's an impasta.
oh yeah.
Did you hear about the Italian chef who died?
He was, I don't know.
Oh my gosh, he passed away.
That doesn't deserve that. That was a pretty corny one. All right,
Wait,
moving along. What's
wait.
the
You do
next
it in
cheesy
reverse.
ones?
Wait, here
Yeah,
we go.
reverse drum roll.
Here we go. How many apples grow on a tree?
How many ever they grow? I don't know.
All of them.
It's starting to get painful at this point pushing that button. See,
Did you hear the rumor about butter?
Can I drink my Listerine bottle now?
you can.
Yeah, I hear
Oh, we got to get to
causes.
that next.
Yep, that's
So,
coming
death.
up. So what? Where did? Now you lost me. Did you hear the rumor about butter?
Butter. What's the rumor about butter?
I don't know. I'm not going to spread it.
Oh my gosh. That
Okay.
was very
And
buttery.
then let's see here.
I can only touch my
Jason,
forehead
you've
so
heard
many
this one
times.
before, but I don't know if Justine has. How does a cyclist train for a race?
Oh man, I've heard this one before. I just go ahead.
They recycle.
They recycle. That's funny.
And
How
I
many
think
more
there-
do you got?
I think there's one more.
Oh, wait a minute. There's a whole nother
Hey,
page.
do you want to hear? Do you want to hear a joke about construction?
Yeah, I do.
I'm still working on it.
Oh, well, that's
That's
actually
accurate.
very accurate. Like road construction.
Like that bridge on the way to your home.
Yeah, they
that-
blew it up like 3 weeks ago,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and that's probably
Did
won't
they
be
actually
ready
blow it
till-
up?
They blew it up. Yeah,
I'd
Yeah.
like to see that.
yeah. Well, they have their ways of doing that.
I see they
but
put some better barricades up so you can't,
get around.
jump it.
So
Well-
I wanted to talk about, Justin kind of hinted on the Listerine bottle. Well, guys, we owe Justin a round of applause and congratulations. He hit 4,000 subscribers, this guy right here. thanks to us. I posted something on Facebook saying, "Hey guys, I really want my friend to drink Listerine."
Oh,
Before I
thought
found
you
out he could
clicked,
I
thought you clicked sub like 4,000 times.
No,
I
I've
got
had
this
friends
app
of mine.
that.
Yeah, I wish I'd do that to my own. No, I had a couple friends of mine that have YouTube channels, and they're like, "Yeah, dude, like his stuff," and they subscribe. So he hit 4,000 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. 8 years of hard work.
4,001.
8
last I looked.
videos. So a video a year.
8 years of part-time hard work.
But he's at 4,000 subs, and that's awesome. That's an incredible milestone. And he's trying to figure out where he can benefit from this now. So that's going to be great.
It took Solomon 7 years to build the temple.
It's true.
And while that was a monumental
And
achievement,
this is your
I
temple.
think mine is far more important.
More important than Solomon. That yours should be in the Bible. We should add that into the Bible somewhere. Justin's achievement of EDM worship.
Yeah, at least you could make it in the Apocrypha.
That's awesome. Well, anyways, congratulations to you. Now, he did say he was going to drink a whole bottle of mouthwash, but after people saw that video, I received numerous calls and messages from people saying, you need to reconsider that because he's probably going to die if he does it. So I did do some research, and I found that
Well, at least I got to 4K.
there's a high chance. Yeah, he used us. He knew we weren't going to do it. There's a high chance he could die. So we're not going to be
in consequences, now he's got to do the hot sauce bottle with 1,000,001 Scoville units.
Actually, I thought about doing that because I have it right now downstairs. But it's a 1.5 million Scoville. So
He has to
You can
drink the
hear me
whole.
chew, can't
He
you?
has to
Yeah,
drink the
a
whole
little bit.
bottle.
Well, we haven't done an
Ooh.
ASMR yet.
Huh?
We haven't done an ASMR video yet.
Oh my gosh! Did you guys hear
It's
that?
like a
I
creaky
felt
door.
that.
It's like a creaky door.
You know, it's like Foley. You know, they do the sound effects for movies. I'll take a clip of that and use it.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So, next podcast we will have Justin do a challenge for you guys to celebrate his 4,000 subscribers. So,
Jumping off a 5-story building.
4,000 shots
yeah,
of water.
4,000 shots of water, agua.
Mhm.
So I was talking to the guys, and I kind of figured out the kind of direction I want to move with this channel. I'm wanting to get out of political stuff. So this episode will be one of the first in a long time where we don't talk about what's going on in the world, because guess what, guys? You hear it all the time. Just go on YouTube or turn on the news. That's all you
Look
hear.
out your bedroom
So
window.
Look out your bedroom window. So we are going to not entertain that today because it's a special day celebrating Father's Day, which is on Sunday. So
We're all
and-
fathers here, right?
Yes.
So I'd like to take a moment and shout out to my daughter, Rachel.
Yep.
Love you. Hope you're having a good
Rachel.
Father's Day in 2 days.
And how old is Rachel?
She is.
Old enough.
Second, let me look it up here.
He's also that age where you forget. She's in her 30s.
His
right?
bedtime
She's
is
in her-
his
no,
bedtime's
she's
in an hour.
24.
Oh, 24. Okay, she's a youngin. And you don't have any grandkids, so that's good. Could you imagine being
none
a
that I know of.
that could you imagine
Wait,
being a
I thought he
grandfather?
was our dad. If he's our dad.
Oh
then-
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's got grandkids.
Daddy.
Daddy.
So I wanted to talk about when we heard my grandfather-in-law Dwight talk about his stories, and so I kind of wanted to share my experience of being a father. And let me tell you, there's never a dull moment. My son has given me some incredible memories, and I got some great photos. I'll see if I can pull a few up. That'll make you guys laugh. But one of them was one time
I might sneak down towards the end and go grab him.
Oh, really? Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm sure he'd want to come up here and push some buttons.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my funny stories of Judah is one time I was laying down in bed, and he comes in the room. You know how kids do it when you're tired in the morning, like, Daddy, Dad. And all of a sudden I hear this loud, ew. And then this diaper with crap in it
Naturally, that's what else would be there.
flying through the air, and it hits me. And I'll tell you what, guys, I have never jumped out of bed so fast in my life. Man, I shot up. It was insane. So I started laughing because I'm like,
was he put up to that, or did he do this on his own?
No, he did that. I mean, that was his clever thinking. Like, I know how to get Daddy up out of bed. So that's one story. I'm sure many of you parents have had that story. And then another one, which was hilarious. I wish I would have had it on video because it would have definitely been on America's Funniest Videos. But I was living in Texas with my family, and I was standing in a bedroom, and I had to pass gas, so I did. And I didn't realize that my son was directly behind me. And as soon as I do, I feel this hand like go between my legs and squeeze up underneath, like, you know,
Plug the gap.
yeah, like just going like this, and I hear poo-poos. So he
Wow.
thought I grabbed. Oh my God, dude, it was hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Something only men do.
Yeah, that's fun.
Little men.
And then the time where we were at Grandma and Grandpa's house, you weren't there, Charlie, but I'm like, where's Judah? And then I go outside, or I look out the window, and my son is butt naked, streaking in the yard, running as free as possible through the yard. And I'm just like, really? So that's some of my fun stories. I'm
Yeah.
sure I'll think of even funnier ones, but
Did Karen see that one?
Karen did, and she called the social services, and
Had to fill out a long form and convince them I was a respectable father.
yeah, they had to come check things out. So what about you, Charlie? Any amazing parenting stories you can embarrass your children right now?
Yes, I have two daughters. Elizabeth, my oldest, Chelsea, my youngest.
Is that Elizabeth with a Z in the spelling or an S?
Yes, that's a Z.
Okay, then I'm not interested.
Elizabeth.
And Elizabeth is a year younger than Emily.
Okay.
You see, this is common to all men.
I remember what my son's age is.
Oh, I know when she was born. I just don't know
Yeah.
the age.
This would be the appropriate time
93, 95. So
to tell the audience
you
that
can
my
figure out
daughter's
the math
actually
on that one.
my daughter's actually 25, and I'm going to hear about it now.
Oh no, I could edit that
did.
part.
I did. Mm-hmm.
I could cut it out and be like
Except
25.
for I'm gonna say, he said, Rachel, you're 24.
Just flash terrible father the graphic.
Yeah, I'll do it. And then and you're like, oh, and by the way, my daughter's name is not Rachel. Would that be messed up? Oh my gosh.
There's so many stories I don't know where to begin. Those two were quite the characters growing up.
Yeah,
Everybody thought they were twins, even though they're 2 years apart.
right.
Well, could be because I dressed them a lot alike.
Right.
But I don't know. One of the most humiliating.
We can't talk on the show, guys. Neither one of us.
Ones that was really actually funny if you think about it is we were over. we go to her mom and dad are divorced too, and their mom, and we would go to the father's side on Christmas Eve and the mother's side Christmas morning, and we hit my
Do you
mom
have
and dad's house.
Chart for this? Maybe I'm starting to lose the.
Yeah, well,
No, so so your ex-wife, their mother, and then their stepfather. Is that what you're talking about?
no.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, just go along. I'm sure the
Yeah.
audience is
Yeah.
connecting the
They're,
dots.
they're
Yeah.
connecting the dots anyway.
painting.
So Christmas Eve we'd always go over to either they'd come to our house, would go to aunt's, uncle,
Right.
the wife's aunt, uncle, and so we was at the aunts and uncle. They lived in town, and Elizabeth got really sick, and they got a brand new couch like the week before, and I was sitting on this brand new couch.
I know where this is going.
And Elizabeth just went, I kind of held her back a little bit, and she projectiled straight up in the air and straight back down.
Wow.
On top of you?
On top of us.
That's
yeah.
impressive.
Oh, man.
Not a drop got on the couch.
What? That's incredible, actually. So was it like the exorcism? When
It kind of
Exorcism.
felt
of
like
the
that,
her
yeah.
head turned around
Yeah.
and like, that happened to me when
it spun
Junior-
around a couple times.
Well, when our son was a newborn, you know, being a first-time father, you're freaked out. You don't know what to do, and you got this little baby, and everything freaks you out. And so my son was sick one time, and he just started, projectile vomiting, like an explosion, volcano coming out of his mouth.
I could see that.
Of puke. And Emily's in the bathroom, and I grab my son like this, and he's just, and it's just shooting all over the room. And I run into the bathroom as I was terrified. He survived though. He turns 5 on the 23rd, so I'm very excited about that. And it's amazing, man, how the years go by. So he was due like last week, and he ended up being born on the 23rd. So he was like over a week late, which was kind of cool because his birthday is a couple days after.
He interrupted our dinner that day, though, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, funny story.
How dare he?
Funny. Okay, so on delivery day, my wife had to be, induced. And so
She also had to be induced to have conception.
That's true.
Moving along.
Thanks for making it very awkward. So my wife's probably going to kill you for that one.
I forgot she watches this. I'm dead.
So,
I'm a dead man.
Anyway, so we're at the hospital. I'm a nervous dad, first time. My wife, she's a champ, and she's, it's overwhelming for her. And so I spent a lot of my time. It's kind of funny. At the hospital, they strategically placed a Slurpee or a slushy machine in the area for fathers to hang out. So you're sitting over there nervously with other dads, and you're just sucking down a Slurpee, and you're like, first time? Yeah. How's it going? Good. It's great. And you could just see like the sweat pouring down, and
then we show up and
we show up.
Come here, check this out.
Check this out, man. And so we go right before. We weren't sure how much longer it was going to take, so we decided to go around the corner, down the street to this Chinese restaurant that I've been to many times, and as soon as we placed our order, I get a phone call, and they're like, the baby's coming. You got to get here now. And literally just got our food, sat down, pulled the lid off. The baby's coming. And I had to slam it down and like close the lid and just take off. And then we got there, and then our little baby boy was born. I don't remember how much he weighed, but I had like.
But I remember how many ounces that Slurpee was.
I do remember that. No, I had a whole setup going. I had the computer laptop and the camera on the laptop up on a shelf, and it was facing to where, you could just see the baby come up, but not, the other things going on. And
He's just like
the
being
nurse was
spawned
like,
from the earth.
Yeah. The nurse was like, legally you can't do that. You can't record us doing that. And so I thought quickly, I'm like, well, I want to be able to at least hear my son's first cry for life. And so I recorded it.
Oh, good.
So I took an audio, I just pushed the recorder on my phone and left it, and then saved it, and then had to, close the laptop and whatnot. But I told myself I would be able to stand right back where my wife's head is and talk to her, hold her hand, and not have to see all the stuff that I saw. No, that doesn't happen.
I was still clenching her hand.
That doesn't happen. You see everything. And I'll tell you what, it wasn't as bad as I thought. It was a beautiful, beautiful story.
Well, they had a magic curtain they put up for me.
Oh, really?
Because they went, I could peek around and look what was going on, but they didn't want her to see because, she was pretty much out of it at this point in time because they did C-section.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think I would probably not want to see a stomach cut open. And
So Let me get this straight. You had a limitless amount of Slurpee,
Lots
Chinese
of Slurpee,
food.
Chinese food.
and your son being born. Son being born, all at the same time. I mean, that doesn't get any better.
It was a beautiful day. And so we celebrate, fellas.
His birthday every year with slushies.
I raise my glass, and Charlie, you raise your Powerade or whatever that is. Oh, I can't say what it is. Well, we don't see the label.
We'll edit that.
Let's
out.
raise our glasses to being men and being fathers and fathering
Creating children.
children.
Mine's prettier. Yours look like pee.
Yours looks like something, brake fluid or something.
And he's drinking antifreeze. I replaced it.
Yours is coolant. So here's all to all the dads. Proud of you. Thank you for being a good dad. And if you're a deadbeat loser dad, well, we don't cheers to you.
There's
so.
still time.
There's still time.
There is still time though. You can turn your life around.
So before we get off the daddy thing,
yeah,
I got some.
get off the
I got
daddy.
some daddy. Not the
no.
joke. The jokes are over.
No more, okay.
Okay.
The jokes are over. But
Where's the crickets?
did you ever come up with a story about your dad?
Let me get the popcorn ready.
Not really. I mean,
Couldn't really come up with
Oh,
anything.
I've actually got a really funny story about my father.
okay. Well, Charlie, you lead the way, then
Yeah, you
Justin,
go
then
first.
by that time
Then-
I'll come up with something.
I got some manly questions for you two to answer too. So,
Okay, good. Let's do it.
well, my dad was quite the manly man.
Okay.
He knew how to, you always talk about how I managed to get free coupons and this that.
Yeah.
I learned from the best of the best.
So your dad was the expert that taught
Yeah.
you the way of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, his job paid him through college. Not only was he a mortician, but
Manly.
he got a part-time job.
Very.
Back in the day, they didn't have they used to use tickets like you would, like little raffle tickets type things to get to
Yeah.
the movie theater. And they're supposed to tear them off, and that's how they knew how much. A lot of movie theaters wouldn't tear them. They would resell them.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad got paid to go in there with a little clicker and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he
He was the clicker
basically
guy,
grew up in the movie theater, okay?
right.
So that was one of the things I have not tried to do this. This is one of the things he used to do. He'd go to a movie, and I don't know if he'd sleep, but if he made it through the movie or didn't fall asleep, he didn't like the movie, he'd get up, get out, and go into another movie.
How many of you guys have done that? I tried it once. A friend of mine tricked me and made me think that I legally could do that. And because he knew the guy that managed the place, and we go and sit down, and we're super excited. And all of a sudden, the guy, his friend, comes with a flashlight and points it at us like, "Where's your guys' tickets? All right, get out!" Like, dude, you
We
idiot.
ate him.
Yeah. So he did that, and then, or he would just get his movie he was watching or would get over with, so he would go sit down another one, no matter if it was 3/4 of the way through or just started or
Right.
Mhm.
yeah. So that was one thing he used to do.
Okay. What's the other thing?
Well, Battle Creek, Michigan had a minor league baseball team,
Okay.
and it's had several names over the several years. It's been in several different leagues.
Right.
They would do giveaways. First
Okay.
100 people would get this or bobbleheads or whatever, baseballs.
Right.
So my dad would go in one entrance. He'd usually take the girls with him too, or my brother's kids.
yeah.
Go in, and they would get 3 bobbleheads or however many people. Well, then they'd leave, go to the next entrance.
And go to, yeah.
Get the same stuff, So my kids had a lot of souvenirs growing up.
You thief, Charlie.
Hey. And then one of the best memories I have of him is he worked in a factory. He was a teacher for many, many years.
Okay.
And actually was my teacher for quite a while when I went to Christian school.
So your dad was your teacher.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow, how'd that
that's-
work?
Okay.
Well,
Two
it was-
birds, one was stone.
It was actually kind of nice actually because we got to take, my pace. They were on a pace. You ever seen
Right.
pace for Christian schools? So it was on a pace. So we took the pace home, and I could have literally went back from Christmas vacation, and went from when did I go there? Second grade, third grade, second or third grade
Mm-hmm.
to seventh grade. That's how far I paced head over Christmas break.
You said
Oh wow.
you keep saying pace. Do you mean the pacer, the car?
Pace.
You
No,
took the
it's
pacer to school?
No,
No.
pace.
Pace.
It's a system
The
that Christian
salsa?
schools use. It's a book, pace.
Oh.
You
Well,
go
they
at your
probably
own
don't
pace.
use it anymore, right?
You go at your own pace. Now, and they had cubicles.
Oh, go at your own pace.
Yeah.
I wish I could have done
Pretty
that.
clever name.
So
Still be in
anyway,
third
so
grade.
that was interesting fact. And so
Okay.
let's see. But I think that's all I come up with. Oh no. When he was laid off, getting back to when he was laid off, he would either come and get me, or he would make me a fantastic lunch, an epic lunch compared to what
Really?
everybody else had. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you never
Yeah.
wanted to be the kid with the, just the cheese crackers and a little wimpy sandwich. And I was so poor that I ate the
cheese crackers.
I had the free lunch at the school, and I always tried to sneak a extra chocolate milk. I would grab 2, and every once in a while they let you through with an extra chocolate milk. But and then you had those like rectangle pizzas. You remember that? The nasty.
That are full of cornmeal on the bottom.
Oh, it's disgusting, dude. Like
Yeah, I remember
I'm
those.
amazed we all survived from that garbage that we ate.
Mm-hmm.
But
Hey, when I was in school, when I went to school,
yeah,
they tried to find a place for me to fit in where I would actually stay at school.
right.
So I was janitor's aide,
Oh, I've
Okay.
done that. Yep.
and we'd clean up the lunchroom.
So there is a position lower than janitor.
Yeah,
A
there's
janitor's aide.
janitor's aide.
What do you do for a living? I ate a janitor, which we can't call them janitors anymore.
But it had a pretty nice perk.
Maintenance engineer assistant.
You
Yeah.
got to eat the leftover food from the cafeteria.
Oh, that's
that's the best too. Like the old
back
like the
door.
bottom of the mashed potato.
Oh,
the
yeah,
fake powdered
yeah.
mashed potatoes, the corn, and
See, that's a perk.
yeah. Well, you know
Not
what?
bad. You know what I remember about the lunchroom the most, other than one of my best friends eating dog food once and then mysteriously going home for the rest of the day, is those dang milk cartons.
Yeah.
And first of all, nobody wanted the regular milk cartons. Every kid wanted chocolate. So,
Yep.
so those dang milk cartons, you try to open them, and half the time you tear it back, and then you kind of try to pop it out like it makes the shape of a diamond, but it wouldn't pop out, and you're like,
Yeah, you're
fidgeting at
fighting
it,
with it, and then it's spilling,
and then you just have to open the whole thing up, and then you have a bucket of milk. You got a box. You got a
Dumps on
box
your
of milk.
face. yeah,
Good times.
yeah. So I totally remember
Then I went to middle school.
the crazy lunches that we all survived, and
Mm-hmm.
every once in a while, and they had like in high school they had, I think it was called the a la carte. So it was for like the kids that had the money. Their parents gave them, $20 or $30 a day, and they go and buy their nachos and pretzels, and you felt
We had the line like
you had
that,
to
too.
sit there and watch these people, and you felt even more poor. So you're here with the free school lunch, your little kids' chocolate milk, and you got these kids drinking Mountain Dew. I don't think they can do
5
it now,
Mountain
but-
Dews lined up.
Yeah, and they're like,
3
yeah, how do I want to
buckets
eat
of
this
fries.
cheese and pretzels and cheeseburger and
A little bit of peel and eat shrimp bucket.
like, yeah, like lobster, like
A
a
lobster.
little bit of the juice squirts on you, like, oh, sorry, man. You're like,
Can you
Hey, don't
hear
get in
it?
the way of my corn dog,
can you hear
okay? Is
Oh, yeah.
everybody watching me eat the corn dog?
you could be like Napoleon Dynamite, like, give me some of your tots, man.
Yeah. That happened. That was okay. The lunchroom I grew up in.
Uh-huh.
Can we do when we edit this? You got an echo effect?
I'll try.
Yes, okay. I grew up in Joplin.
Joplin. There we go.
Missouri.
That's a good enough echo.
All right. And it's ruthless. I mean, this is where Bonnie and Clyde passed through. So they're ruthless.
They
the
passed
kids.
through. They didn't
passed-
stop. They're like, Joplin.
We're going.
Drove off.
That's
Hey,
how bad
hey,
it is.
I heard that's where Dumbo Circus was at, though.
Oh,
Even
okay.
the tornado just passed through. It wouldn't even stay.
Oh my God, that's messed up.
So, all right. So the lunchroom this probably really happened across the nation, but I remember it. You get fries. There's 2 lines. There's 3 lines total. We had the a la carte lane, which was just kind of the snack line that had all the good stuff, like, buck a pop for everything. Not a soda, but a dollar thing. And then you had the hamburger and fries line, and then you had the whatever the heck the crap on the menu was line, seen in Lunch Lady Land starring Chris Farley.
You're right.
Nobody wanted that line. For some reason, there was only the weird kids there. So everybody else was in the hamburger and fries line. The hamburger was kind of about the equivalent of getting your hamburger in a
burger
bag at the gas station.
Right.
But the fries were amazing. They were like hand cut, fresh, just out, nice and hot.
I'm getting hungry.
And
Wow, I love it the way you say it. It's just
yes,
it's real nice.
succulent.
I can see you doing a McDonald's commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Juicy.
Better than McDonald's fries. But you sit down with your fries, and every kid has his fries, and we're all on guard. Because the number one thing you're worried about is your fries getting stolen. Your whole mission in the lunchroom,
of course,
is to
that is your number one mission. You're choking on popcorn. Okay.
is to guard the fries. You turn your head around, 3, 4, 5, 6 of your fries are gone. Like a third of your fries get.
See, that's
get
cruel.
taken. Every once in a while, a kid would forget and
That's
actually
cruel.
get up and maybe walk 5 feet away, and they're all gone.
Yeah. How dare that person? Fry stealer, fry thief. So we were talking about fathers, and wow, we've spent a long time talking about dads. So,
Got my questions, and then we're gone.
questions for us and our
Yeah.
father. Okay, because I was gonna just do 45 minutes, but there's no way we're gonna be at 45 minutes.
So I just got to throw this in, and then I'll get to the manly questions.
Okay.
One of the favorite memories of my kid was when my dad would put me in a tire and roll me down the hill. Man, that was a good year.
Oh my
Okay.
God. He
So-
really wanted to share that joke.
Yes.
He had to.
So,
All right, that was a good one.
All right, that demands some
All right,
popcorn.
next.
here's your manly questions. Where does bacon come from? And don't tell me a pig.
Okay, so it has to be something funny, not realistic.
It's got to be something that has something to do with the
Um,
word bacon
No.
or a synonym of bacon.
It comes from a pig, but where in the pig does it come from?
Oh,
The toes, the
the
snout,
stomach. It's the pig's belly.
That's
the
weird.
pig's belly. You know what? The loser that doesn't answer has to have one of these.
What is it?
So give Justin one of these.
Wonderful.
Oh crap! Got another one.
You had one job.
another
I
one
had
coming.
one job to do.
He throws it directly at the
All
camera.
right, here we go. Here we go.
Oh dear God.
So Justin gets one of those.
You know, it was in the lunchroom that I learned that Jell-O is made from horse's hooves. I remember my friend telling me this, and all day
That's true.
long I was like, "There's absolutely no way in the universe something is made from a horse's hoof, you idiot!" And they're made from horse's hooves.
And you are the idiot, Justin.
Just
Okay, so-
one. Just one.
Just pick one. Trust me.
All right, can't be that bad. Sprinkle through some.
All right. Next question. Where does the pork butt come from?
A pig's butt.
The head.
Both of you take one. Comes from the shoulder.
A pork butt comes from a shoulder.
Yes.
Is that with one T or two?
It's with two.
Well, that's where I was off.
Justin's like, oh, these are all right. Hey,
Are
this,
these supposed to
this
be
booger
bad?
jelly bean's fine.
Kind of good.
Where does a porterhouse steak come from?
Oh God, that's disgusting.
The rear end.
It comes from the
They don't seem to be liking them.
part of the shoulder.
Hey, it tastes like mouthwash.
Oh
Jelly
God,
bean.
that's
I'm
disgusting.
eating the mouth. I'm doing the
It's
mouth.
kind of sort of
Not
the
really
shoulder,
doing this.
but more specifically, it's the short loin.
Okay,
Justin eats.
Justin, have one.
I like them. That was really minty.
Go
I don't
for
trust
it.
this color though.
Lucky me.
My mother had a Pinto that was this color at one
Really?
time.
Well, you're gonna like it.
You know what?
Down it.
Oh, this is the only time this has ever been like recorded on air, but I think it needs to for accountability. My mother bought 2 Pintos in a row.
Oh,
She was actually a customer that bought a Pinto and then followed up with another Pinto.
wow.
Who does that? The first one was
Pinto
this
horse
color of
or-
green with the brown
Yeah.
wish with the brown side panels. Brown side. It looked like the family truckster from
Wow.
Vacate. Right. I'm eating someone's lawn.
Oh my god.
That was a cool look.
So Charlie, why aren't you partaking in this?
I'm asking the questions. That's
Okay.
why you put me over here in a corner.
Oh yeah, so you get out of everything. And by the way, we're still waiting for this guy to do his challenge since we hit 50 subs.
All right.
Go ahead.
The last question that you have to eat from. What's the difference between a New York strip steak and a Kansas City strip steak?
Oh, that's very easy.
Okay.
it's the cut. One is like cut. The sides are cut off. It's it's like a rectangular strip, and then the other one is not.
you're
The sides aren't cut off.
Well, the Kansas City strip steak is a different. While the New York City strip steak is a lean cut of meat with a very certain specific perpendicular to ratio matter of the steak, the lean beef. The Kansas City is actually the same nature, but slightly different with some thicker, thin, but not always, and that's pretty much the end of it.
That's a really drawn out.
Bull crap answer.
That's terrible.
I'll just eat all the rest right now.
Yeah, just slam them down.
The correct answer is neither one of you got it correctly.
Whatever.
There is no difference between the two of them other than the Kansas City strip has, not always, but mostly has a bone in it.
Don't say it.
That's definitely the mouthwash.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Justin did the mouthwash.
No, you did, I thought.
No, he just did one too.
Did it earlier.
So that's Justin's mouthwash challenge.
So do you guys prefer dry rub ribs or wet barbecue ribs?
Wet.
Probably wet.
What do you prefer, Charlie?
Dry.
Ooh,
Yeah, you have a dry sense of humor.
that's right.
So you prefer vinegar-based, mustard-based, or tomato-based barbecue sauce?
Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, I like spicy, so I'm not really a vinegar fan of.
Well, I didn't know there was a vinegar-based barbecue sauce.
I'm gonna go with tomato. So,
Oh, wait. What was the third option?
Vinegar-based, mustard-based, or tomato-based?
Oh, it's mustard-based.
mustard. I mean, really.
Gross.
I know it's not tomato because that would seem obvious, so it can't be that one. And I don't recall any hint of vinegar anywhere in barbecue sauce, but mustard almost makes sense because it's a little spicier.
Yeah.
Yeah, most all of them have tomato in it.
Tomato,
Exactly.
tomato.
Tomato.
Okay, what else
Like
you
I
got
said.
for us?
The last and final thing I got is, do you guys like hot, sweet, spicy,
Oh.
or other barbecue sauces?
Spicy.
I hit the pink one. Can I get your beer glass?
What was the pink one?
That's the
Oh, I
first,
can smell it, dude.
that's the first one he spit out, so it's got to be really nasty.
Oh, it's covered up. The pink one. What is the pink one? It's something gross though. Anyways, so that's all you got for us?
That's it.
Okay, those are great questions.
That's what you guys get for sitting on that side and not over here.
So that's our punishment.
Yes.
Yeah, this is called Bean Boozled, by the way, Justin. I don't think you've ever heard of it, but they have a mixture of disgusting.
No, he's just happy to have food in front of him. Oh, jelly bean. Cool.
Okay, so you had
Why
had
does
the
this
pink
one taste like grass?
We have Stinky Socks, Tutti Frutti, Dead Fish, Strawberry Banana Smoothie, Coconut, Spoiled Milks, Juicy Pear, Booger,
That's
Chocolate Pudding, Canned Dog Food, Peach, Barf.
Barf, that's
Bear-
what I just had.
Really?
Yeah, pretty sure.
That's awesome.
I mean, I've thrown up, and my own throw up tastes better than that.
My own throw up, they taste better. Oh, man. So Wow, dude, we spent most of this entire segment talking about dad stuff.
Well, it was kind of a dad.
It is. You know, this
podcast.
is the dad podcast. So
I do have a really funny story
about your dad.
I got
you know
one-
what? Let's just forget about all the other topics we were going to talk about. Let's just talk
There's like
about
10 other
dads.
topics that
Oh yeah.
we'll get them next time.
Well, next time they will be completely irrelevant. But go on.
Yeah, you'll just miss the rare Ring of Fire Solstice that's coming, this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No one cares about that.
Yeah.
Now,
This weekend, the 20th.
The Xbox PS5 duel. That's an interesting topic. We'll talk. Maybe we can get that one next time.
Nobody cares about Tom Brady anyway. So
Well,
Yeah.
maybe we can get that one right before we close it. Well, we got to talk about the solstice because that's coming up. So go ahead.
All right. So, since it's Father's Day, so when I was in like grade school young, growing up with my parents, I was an only child, right? And
God forbid your parents.
my father was a A1 politician,
Right.
and a real, he's always been a good conversationalist, kind of a take charge guy. There's way more to that story, but anyway, long story short is, so we always would like drive through the McDonald's drive-through whenever we were driving through to get food, because back in the day,
So you would drive through the drive-through.
it's amazing concept.
Makes sense.
No, back in the day, the drive-through was still almost a novelty. Like most of the time, you went and just, I know in the coronavirus world now, it's just the norm, the new norm.
Yeah.
But the norm was always dine in, and so once in a while, you didn't feel like spending all the time, so you went through the drive-through. So McDonald's was the choice of drive-through for our 3-person family.
Right.
So we hit it a lot, and it was amazing how they always get at least one thing wrong on the burgers.
Always.
They'd always leave the onions when you asked for them to be taken off. That was number one. Number two, the cheese is either absent or there when it shouldn't be. And probably number three is pickles. So we get home and we order, 3 hamburgers and 3 fries because they didn't have the value meals at the time. This is great school time. We get home and we open the bag and there's 2 burgers and 2 fries. So how does my father handle it? He immediately gets on the phone and calls the McDonald's to tell them, I'd like to speak to the manager. This is the manager. Hi, my name is... And I just went through the drive-through, and I go through the drive-through all the time with my family, and we always order your hamburgers, and usually something is wrong, like the onions are left on or the pickles are left on, and we ask for them off, but we're good patrons. We continue through anyway, but this time we got home and there's 2 burgers instead of 3 and 2 orders of fries instead of 3. And while my wife and I are going to be fine, I'm going to put my 10-year-old son on the phone, and you're going to have to tell him why he has nothing to eat tonight.
Oh, my gosh.
And he hands me the phone.
Oh, my goodness. That deserves... Good for you, father of Justin Ocean.
So
yes. Justin Ocean's father just got the Father of the Year award.
That was the...
What a burn, dude.
Was the ultimate use of guilt trip
what?
on a McDonald's employee.
So how did they handle that? They're like...
The manager drove out to our house with the burger and fries. Back in a time when they never did that.
Oh, my gosh. No way, dude. Really?
So the moral of the story is the power of influence.
Dang, that's an amazing story. Mine's not as epic. My father... I don't want to mention the bad things. I think it's just good to think about the good stuff. But my dad did give me some good advice on how to kill somebody. My dad, one of my memories of my father was telling me how to, if someone tries to start something with me and they're bigger than me, to pick up something near you and hit them until they don't move anymore. That's one of my memories of my dad.
Yay, Dad.
That's how he killed my teacher.
Yeah.
Jason's
Send me to
dad just
prison.
took Father of the Year.
Yeah, that's right.
That was a short reign. Sorry, Pops.
No, one of my favorite memories of my dad was actually my biological dad, before we got taken away and put in a foster home, was when we were shooting off fireworks one time. It was like the best memory I ever had with my dad. We just sat there and he like took all this time to spend just with me, and then we were shooting off fireworks up in the air. It was on a 4th of July, so, and I think
no one died.
Actually, someone did pass away. I don't want to mention it on here because that family member, it was very tragic, I should say. Very, very bad what happened. But
I feel horrible.
No, you don't have to feel horrible.
No idea.
But yeah, that's why my dad was with me. So anyways, yeah, that was a good memory of mine with my dad, just shooting off fireworks. And ever since then, I've loved blowing things up. And boy, do I got some stories. I'll save it for another podcast. But anyways, we have to move on to the very last thing. Are we going to do it, Charlie? You guys ready for it?
Well, let's talk about the rare ring of fire solstice.
I forgot about that.
Do
All right, let's do it. We got 4 minutes to wrap this thing up to do everything.
Did you send that to me or?
Yeah, I sent you a messenger. I'm using my phone right now, guys, until I can afford to buy a camera, which, by the way, I'm going to be setting up a donation page, like a, what do you call it, Patreon kind of thing, so people can help donate so I can buy a better camera and not use a cell phone. I'm not using a cell phone for our camera, but for Charlie's. So anyways, moving along. I sent that to you, Charlie. It's this weekend. We're supposed to have the what do you call it? The eclipse, the solar ring of fire eclipse. It's on the 20th and 21st.
21st through the 23rd, I thought you said.
No, it was the 20th and 21st.
Oh, well, that's tomorrow and Sunday.
Yeah, so you guys have to check it out. I mean, well, actually, the Eastern Hemisphere is going to be able to see it in some other places, but so for us, we won't be able to see it. So,
Rats.
I mean, we'll see videos
We
of
can drive there.
We could, but I won't. But we could. You could, Charlie. You can go do that for us. So, yeah, guys, check it out. The Solus Fire, Ring of Fire eclipse. I don't know how often that happens, but we just had one epic eclipse happen, a couple years ago?
Yeah, I remember seeing a map where they had
like once in a million years or something.
Yeah, they had the pattern of the eclipse going across the United States, and then
everyone saw it.
The map.
No, everyone saw that eclipse. Like this was one of those eclipses where it was a certain time that you saw it, obviously.
Yeah,
but
I remember it.
The best view though was in Oregon. That's when it was,
of course,
the best.
Oregon.
So
we had a very cloudy day here, so
really
we didn't get to see too much of it.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember going to the highest point of Kansas City, which is that church, and it's an amazing view. And we're there, and these people
is that the highest point? I know that church is called High Point, but is that the highest point?
I think it is.
I don't think so. I think it's where you come off of 470 and make the curve around to go to 29.
Well, anyways, it's
very
high.
I don't suggest standing there watching a solar eclipse. So
well. Anyways, so it is a very, very high point, and there was a ton of people there at this church. And one of my memories was one of the members of the church driving by, like, "Hey, do you guys go to this church?" No, and then they sped off, like their wheels were squealing, and they were ticked off. It's like, wow, that's one great way to make people feel welcome at your church. So.
Bible track it in the face on the way out.
I know, that's incredible, man. So no, if you guys ever heard, we're talking about the eclipse, but something along the lines of the moon. Have you guys ever heard of like the moon affecting people's moods, like a full moon?
I think they claimed that with women.
Well, and some people
and racing,
like NASCAR.
Mm-hmm.
That affects NASCAR.
Oh, people go bonkers when there's a full moon track.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've noticed certain people's moods being intense when there's a full moon. So I guess it's like a...
I'll try better.
Well, it has to do with, I think, the magnetic field.
Charlie gets real hairy.
Yeah. Is it a full moon right now? Charlie just breaks out into
Sprouts
a
out.
werewolf. So we're right at an hour. Here we go again. We just keep flying through an hour. Guys, I'm trying to bring it down to 45 minutes, but I don't think it's possible. I mean, we have like 5 or 6 topics to talk about.
We can get some muzzles.
Huh?
Some muzzles. So, Justin can't talk or.
Yeah, that would be funny. Like you're just like. And what was that you were saying 5 minutes ago, Justin? So we got to get to the most important part of the show. Charlie, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
What's in Charlie's bag?
I am going to participate in what's in Charlie's bag because
Because you're Charlie.
I can.
Okay, Charlie. Well, we got to make this very quick.
Okay, I got to take my headphones off here for
Pie.
a second.
All right,
so
Charlie's going to,
2 pies.
I would say throw it, but I don't want it to land all over this very expensive soundboard.
You guys are going to have to share, so you're going to have to break these apart.
Okay.
Okay.
Guess what candy bar is inside?
You have to guess before you open it. Okay, so
No, you got-
Which one has marijuana and which one has X-Lax?
Look inside and guess which one's there.
easy. Boom.
Oh.
100 grand.
Payday?
Payday.
And
No, that's not a payday. That's a
oh wait, this one's different. This is
no, Butterfinger.
Butterfinger.
This is a Hershey's.
That's
This
Payday.
one is a no. Payday it doesn't have the chocolate over it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
This is 100 grand Butterfinger Hershey's.
Which one's
obviously.
100 grand?
Right
Let
here.
me see this guy here.
Bingo. That one is
Hold it up to the camp. No.
Baby Ruth.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's
That's
good.
what it is?
Yeah.
Boom. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen, I nailed it. Nailed it. I know my candy
So I'm
bars.
going to eat away.
Okay. And any other one? That's it?
Huh.
All right. We're 2 minutes over. Ladies and gentlemen, wow. We had an incredible show. We honored all the fathers, including ourselves. We had an amazing guest on, my grandfather-in-law, Dwight Sunday. Justin joined us again. He'll be here again next time to do his challenge. Charlie, as always.
But guys, I'm safe from
Amazing.
5G.
Yeah, he's. Maybe we should record a podcast where we're all wearing aluminum foil and sit on our roof.
I like that.
It's awesome. Well, thank you guys. All right, thumbnail. Oh, it's stuck in my teeth now. You're listening to This Can Make Us Famous podcast. Tune in for the next one.